I'm going to be sharing my Smart Art Box project from several months ago. I don't even know what month it is right now. This is an older one. I'm going to be doing a pastel demonstration for this one. Hi, I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. If you are unfamiliar with what the Smart Art Box is, it is a monthly subscription box where every month they send you a box full of full-size supplies, complete with instructions, so that you can complete your own project. It comes with everything that you need for that project. One of my favorite parts about this box are the instructions that it comes with. So if it's a medium that you are completely unfamiliar with, you're going to get step-by-step instructions on how to complete it, along with project pointers, a little bit of a history on the style you're working in, just a whole lot of information there. So you're not going to feel lost. They're not just dumping products on you and expecting you to know what to do with them, which makes new mediums much less scary. And just for transparency, this video is being sponsored by Smart Art Box. Let's take a look at what came in this month's box. Taking a look at my box, the very first thing that we have are the instructions, which we have already gone over. Next, we have a full pack of 6 Sennelier, I don't know how to say that, full soft pastels. It's got a nice tin that they're in. And this is a good set because I can mix most colors from anything I need, I can mix from those colors. So really good pack to play with there. We've got some blending tools, a whole set of those, 10 of them. An eraser. That one is a General's Black Magic Soft Eraser. Next, we've got these Crescent 300 cold press illustration boards. These are 8x10s. I love that they always come with enough to make a lot of projects from one box of supplies. Then we've got this pad of black drawing paper. That, again, you can do just so much with that. It's actually really fun to work with pastels on black paper. If you've not done that before, I strongly recommend it. One of the many things that is so great about this box is that if it is a medium that you're unfamiliar with or you're not sure if you're going to like, this lets you try it without having to go out and figure out what you need to buy. So for me, many of you know I'm not a fan of pastels, and every once in a while I see amazing work people do and I think I should buy myself a full set. I should get into that. I should just get over my weird phobia thing of dry skin, which is kind of freaking me out right now because it got on my hands again just when I moved that. I have issues. But every once in a while, it'll get to the point where it's been so long since I worked in pastels, I think, you know what, maybe I can handle it now. Maybe I can go ahead and do pastels. And then Smart Art Box sends me a box like this, and by the time I'm done with my project, I realize this is not the medium for me. I love how it looks when other people do it, but it is not a good fit for me. And that's what's so great is I'm able to play with them without investing hundreds or thousands of dollars in all of the supplies that I would probably go out and buy to get started. So this is just a really good way to try different mediums, figure out what you like, what you don't like. It just makes it a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and take a look at my project. For my project, I chose to go with the Crescent cold pressed illustration board on this one. Now what I've done is I'm just taking a little bit of the pastel and rubbing that off onto my blending stump and then just sketching out approximately where I want my clouds to be. You guys saw me use this same reference photo for some other clouds that I painted in acrylics. I wanted to try this in this medium. So I'm just blocking in my general shades here. My blue where the blue is going to go, orange where the orange is going to go, that sort of thing. I don't need anything to be perfect yet. I will come back and add several layers over this. Now, before I turned into a freak where I hated the feel of pastel on my hands, I used to blend most everything with my hands. So when I first started this, I did try that a little bit. I couldn't deal with it. It was just too dry and chalky. I used the blending stump. Now, these blending stumps for pastels have never been my favorite just because they're very hard. For certain details, they're okay, but for the most part, I really like soft tool blending sponges and tools for blending anything with pastel. So I ended up getting those out. I had some left from a previous Smart Art Box, and you guys know I use those a lot when I use powder blender with colored pencils. So I went ahead and grabbed that. I'm going to blend that out just to get my base layer down there. Now I'm going to go ahead and start getting my values in there and the color saturation where I want, now that I've got the paper, the white of the paper covered up. Adding some black where I want to darken it up, white over the blue where I want the lighter areas. I mean, really, really messy because pastels blend so softly, so nicely. And it is a medium that I recommend you try. If you're not sure if you like them or not, you may absolutely love them. Definitely too messy for me. You can see I've got the pad of a sheet of scratch paper underneath me where, what a mess that makes. You can see the mess everywhere. I am just too neurotic for that. Blending that out again with my soft tool sponge. I'm going to darken this up a bit. And it was right around this point where I realized the dry chalkiness was starting to really freak me out. So I knew I was going to have to go through this more quickly than I initially thought I would. I thought I'd be a little bit more okay with it. The instructions that it came with, walk you through drawing a portrait, I knew that wasn't going to be a good idea for me because they just take too long. I needed something that could be more quickly done. So here I really start rushing through this a bit more. That yellow and red I'm mixing together to get this really nice orange color. Adding some white where I want my sun to, or the yellow to be more pale. A little bit of black around the edges of the red just to muddy that up a bit, which gives me more of a brick red color. And I'm blending that out. I'm using the opposite side. I'm using the same soft tool sponge, but I'm using the opposite side that was clean. I don't want to mix the blue side and the orange side or I'll make a really ugly muddy color. So now I've got to get a really dark area where the clouds are going to be. This is one thing that I love with pastels. The way that I'm able to blend that red up into the black of the clouds, it comes out so pretty. It is just so much easier to do that in pastels than just about any other medium. Maybe with the exception of airbrushing. Using a small blender there. Starting to use my fingers a bit more for the blending once I've got a little bit more in. I just like the results I get better with that. And part of that just may be from the past when I've worked in pastels. That was how I always worked. So that's just my brain looks at pastels and thinks, use your hands to blend. Getting that nice and dark now. Now the blue that I have up on top, you can make that way softer than what I have. Like I said, I'm rushing through this very, very quickly. I only spent about 20 minutes on this piece. So now for my rays of light, and this is actually kind of funny. My rays of light that I came through, these should all be straight. They're all going in different directions, which is good. They should fan out, but they should be straight lines. I was rushing through this so badly that once I finished and put everything away, I looked at my rays of light and realized, wow, those are all bent. They should not be bent. So where you see some of these curving slightly, they shouldn't be. It would look much better if all of these were straight. That one right there was really bent. You make sure your rays of light are straight. Do not follow my directions on that section. I'm coming back in between some of these with the darker blue, just getting my color saturation a little bit better. Throwing some more clouds in here. The thing with pastels, if you don't have a weirdness like I do about the dry, chalky feel and the mess and all of that, they're really nice because you can layer, you can get as much detail as you want. They're easy to blend, so when you want to soften the line, everything, they're actually a very easy medium once you get the hang of to work in. There's so many things to like about pastels. Unfortunately, the negatives for me, the being messy and then being dry and getting on my hands, I just am too neurotic for. But normal people will do great with this medium. See, I'm going around the edges with the white, getting some of these highlights on my clouds. It's fun because it's almost this sort of instant gratification with the piece because you can get so much done so quickly. Adding the red, I loved this touch, taking that red and adding it into the cloud so it fades into that dark cloud. Love that blending there. Going to layer some more of the yellow. And I'm really glad to have done this project because it was just such a good reminder of, while I love how it looks, it's just not the right medium for me. So I'm not going to run out and spend tons and tons of money getting the supplies thinking that I might like it. I got to find out in this box if I liked it or not. And for something like this where I know I'm not going to use them again, I've got so many supplies. I mean, these are full-size pastels here, and I've got a lot of paper. I will just give them to a friend who is less neurotic than me, and they will enjoy them. Getting these nice messy edges for my clouds, making them look poofy. And you can sit and add more detail, blend things out. You can really play with this. You don't have that dry time that you're fighting with or anything like that. It is a very fun medium to work with for those who don't mind the mess. If you would like to sign up to get your own Smart Art Box, I have a link in the video description along with a coupon code that will give you a discount off your subscription for life. I've also got a list of all of the countries that this is available in. So if you are interested in having a box full of full-size art supplies sent to you every single month, complete with your instructions and project pointers, make sure to check out that link and you can sign up for yourself. Hey, have you subscribed yet? If not, I have a handy button right there. It's round, has an orange arrow going to it. If you click on that, that'll help you to keep up to date with all of my new art videos every single week.